Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots from Snarful. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan.
And happy Monday. It is December 1st, 2025, and we are kicking off a new month.
We are, and we're starting with a quick look at the landscape out there.
Yeah, let's do it. Here in Sacramento, it's patchy fog, but that's going to burn off to a mostly sunny day, high of around 52.
Sounds pretty nice. Nationally, though, it's a bit of a different story. There's a major storm system moving across the central and eastern U.S.
Right, so if you're traveling, heads up, heavy rain in the Gulf Coast and deep south.
And you're looking at a wintry mix, maybe even a glaze of ice, from the Ozarks all the way through the Ohio Valley.
Plus some accumulating snow from the Central Plains into the Great Lakes, so yeah, be careful out there.
Mm-hmm. And on the financial side, markets are a little mixed to start the week.
Just a little. The Dow closed down, about 0.25%, 47,460.
Yeah, and the S&P 500 was basically flat. But the bigger picture, the weekly change for both, is still pretty positive.
Holding on to those gains. The real story today, though, seems to be Bitcoin.
Definitely. It took a pretty significant hit, down over 4.5% for the day, closing at 86,264.
That's a classic Crypto Monday for you.
Yeah.
A little bit of a reset.
It is. Now, before we get into our main stories, we want to thank our sponsor, Old Glory.
Absolutely. Old Glory is an iconic music and sports fan merch store. And with the holidays coming up, it's a fantastic place to find a gift.
For sure. And they're giving our listeners a great deal. If you use the promo code SNARFUL at checkout, you get 15% off your entire purchase.
That's a solid discount. You can find them at oldglory.com.
Okay, let's connect some dots. We've pulled the top 3 stories from our internal Morning Star, the Snarful Tech article report.
And we are starting with one that is already making a lot of people, let's just say, frustrated.
I think that's putting it mildly.
It's Netflix. And they are quietly killing their casting feature.
That's right. So, that little cast button you use on your phone or tablet to send a show to your TV. For most modern devices, it's disappearing.
And we're talking about things like the newer Chromecast with Google TV, the Google TV streamer, basically anything with its own remote.
Exactly. The idea now is you have to use the TV's remote and the native Netflix app on the device. No more phone control.
And the reason they gave, which apparently came from a customer care rep, is it's a real head scratcher.
It is. They said it's to improve the customer experience.
Improve it by removing the feature that lets you use your phone's keyboard to search.
Which is, infinitely easier than clicking around an on-screen keyboard with a clunky TV remote.
So whose experience is this actually improving? It feels like it's not the customers.
Well, that's the real question, isn't it?
Oh.
From their perspective, it's probably about control and technical simplicity.
How so?
If everything happens inside the native app on the TV, they have total control over the playback quality. There are fewer variables, fewer things that can go wrong between a phone and a TV.
So it reduces customer service calls and gives them cleaner data on what you're doing inside their ecosystem.
Precisely. It's an operational win for them, even if it's a user experience loss for us.
Now, the sources did point out a couple of exceptions.
A couple of very specific ones. It still works on older Chromecast models. You know, the little dongles that don't even have a remote.
Okay, and on some TVs that have Google Cast built right in.
Right. But here is the real kicker, the thing that shows what this is really about.
Lay it on me.
Even on those old devices where it can still work.
Yeah.
It's disabled if you're on Netflix's cheaper ad-supported plan.
Wait, what? So if I'm paying less, I lose the feature no matter what hardware I have?
Correct. The only people who can still use casting on that legacy hardware are the ones paying for the more expensive ad-free plans.
So this isn't just a technical change. It's a way to nudge people toward the premium subscriptions.
It absolutely is. It's tying a convenience feature directly to a higher price point. And, we've seen this playbook before.
You're talking about AirPlay.
Exactly. Back in 2019, they dropped support for that too. The message is clear. They want to control the experience, and premium features will cost a premium price.
So if Netflix is all about tight control, our next story is about, the complete opposite. It's about where creative power is really exploding.
Yes, let's talk about Black Forest Labs, a German startup that is just on an absolute tear.
The numbers here are, frankly, a little staggering. They just raised a $300 million Series B round.
Which is huge on its own. But it's the valuation that's the real story.
Right. They're now valued at $3.25 billion.
And get this, they were valued at $1 billion back in September of 2024. This is just hypergrowth.
I mean, that's an incredible jump in a little over a year. So what exactly do they do that has investors like Salesforce, NVIDIA, and Canva pouring money in?
They're a visual intelligence company. Basically, they build foundational AI models for generating and editing images. You've probably heard of their open source models, the FLUX family.
Ah, okay. These are the models that are already super popular on places like Hugging Face, with tens of millions of downloads.
The very same. And they were founded by some of the key researchers who helped create Stable Diffusion at Stability AI. So they have the pedigree.
So they're not just some new upstart. They're pioneers in the space.
Exactly. And their tools are already being integrated by Fortune 500 companies, Adobe, Canva, Deutsche Telekom. They're all using BFL's models.
Which explains why Canva and Figma Ventures are investors. They're buying into the tech that will power their own platforms.
And the tech is getting seriously good. Their new model, FLUX2, can generate images up to 4K resolution.
Wow.
With really good text and image rendering. We're not talking about weird six-fingered hands anymore. This is professional-grade creative work.
And it really proves that an independent lab, and one based in Germany no less, can compete head-to-head with the biggest names in generative AI.
It's a huge deal. It shows that balancing open research with enterprise solutions can be an incredibly powerful and profitable combination.
So from the tools that create the images to the final product that breaks the box office, let's talk about Disney.
Yes, our third story is a much-needed dose of good news for Hollywood. Zootopia 2 absolutely shattered records over the Thanksgiving weekend.
The numbers are just colossal, over $556 million globally.
In its first 5 days.
That is just, wow. And that makes it the highest global animated film opening of all time.
Of all time, and the fourth highest global debut for any movie, animated or not. Disney's IP is still an absolute powerhouse.
Domestically, it did great. $156 million here in the US and Canada. But the real jaw-dropper is the international number.
It really is. You have to look at China.
Unbelievable. Nearly half of that global total came from China alone. $272 million.
Making it Hollywood's highest-grossing animated movie ever in that country. It even beat the first Zootopia.
That just goes to show how much global appeal that franchise has. It's a massive win for Disney.
And a massive win for theater owners. You know, we're always talking about how the box office is still trying to get back to pre-pandemic 2019 levels.
This is the kind of hit that gives them a real shot in the arm. It proves people will still show up in huge numbers for a true cinema event.
It really kicks off the holiday movie season on a high note. It's funny, you look at these three stories together.
Yeah.
You have Netflix locking things down, Black Forest Labs blowing the doors open on creation, and Disney just proving that the old school polished blockbuster still reigns supreme.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, before we wrap this up, we want to give a shout out to our other sponsor.
That's right, Scony. They make premium golf shoes. If you're looking for that perfect blend of performance on the course and style off it, you should definitely check them out.
And like our other sponsors, they have a deal for you. Use the promo code SNARFLE at checkout, and you'll get 15% off your entire purchase.
Find them at scony.com.
All right, let's do a quick recap. What have we connected today?
First, we looked at Netflix's move to kill casting. It's a strategic trade-off, really. They're sacrificing user convenience for more platform control and trying to push people to more expensive plans.
Then we talked about the absolute explosion in funding for Black Forest Labs, a $3 billion valuation showing that open source visual AI is a massive competitive force.
And finally, Disney's Zootopia 2. It's a reminder that powerful, well-made IP still has immense global drawing power, breaking records all over the world.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on for the week. You have Black Forest Labs raising billions to build these incredible AI visual tools. Tools that can make animation faster, cheaper, and maybe even better. So how long before those exact tools completely change the way a studio like Disney makes a movie like Zootopia? And maybe the bigger question is, how long until those tools get integrated directly into a platform like Netflix, letting almost anyone create content?
The lines between creation, distribution, and control are blurring faster than ever. These stories really show you where all the action is.
We're here to help at Snarfle, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.